Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Thursday Night Raw.
For the next round of Pat getting kicked in the dick repeatedly on tonight. Hell yeah.
Oh, that's an exaggeration.
I don't know.
Mostly you trip. It's mostly you tripping over your own feet rather than you getting kicked.
So yes, welcome back to Dark Souls 1. We're at 25 deaths now already, so good time on to that.
Good number.
But yeah, so there's definitely a lot of learning process that I still need to get with Dark Souls in particular, because it's I need to get myself in the right headspace for how a more slower approach I need to take the game overall and not unga my shit onto that. I do want to give post of the day over to Sonic on our Discord for that is the wrong image onto that. Hold on. Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's the right one. So for Sonic 2006, sorry, where did I get that number? Sonic 2099. Currently watching the VOD, but to answer the question, I jumped into Dark Souls after already have played Bloodborne and Neo, so working into a much slower game was quite a struggle. And yeah, that's kind of the exact reason why I'm doing Dark Souls 1 at first, because if it's the most antiquated game kind of out of all of them onto that, I feel like it'd be easier to start here than trying to make my way back after something like, say, Bloodborne or something like that kind of deal.
I mean, truly, as the games went on, the Bloodbornification is real.
Yeah. You get the real idea that Miyazaki and his team very much enjoyed the speed that Bloodborne offered, and the audience greatly related to that, so that kind of just became the norm, even when they try to go back to Dark Souls type, specifically Dark Souls design. And that's why Dark Souls 3 is kind of mixed for some people.
Mm-hmm.
I like my division between Dark Souls and Bloodborne, personally.
We are back with Sir Great Drop once again. Oh, wait, chat.
Oh.
Right.
We have our chat. Yeah, you did it. He did it.
gotta readjust controls again onto that. One thing I do want to do actually is I want to re-equip my shit onto this. Yes, I know that makes me slower, but I think at this point I need to teach myself to play slower at this point onto that, and I think this might help encourage that a little bit more right now out of the gate for that, so.
Fair enough. Just remember, your shield is quite powerful. Just remember, do not have your hand glued to it, because that will drain your stamina something fierce. So progress is, back that way.
Yep, and we will not be doing the Dark Knight this time, because we actually beat him last time, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, he does not respawn, and there is an item he guards. So
yes,
you should go down and grab
there.
that.
Oh, hello.
We bought the key, right?
Yes, we did get the goods.
Wait. Also making sure that audio is all good and whatnot. Yeah, it is a little awkward when we do the pre-stream stuff, because there's like not really any music to play during like pre-stream or stuff like that.
The ideal one, I would say, heal. Remember, there's an archer behind you. And also, like, the best pre-stream would be if you were back at Firelink, because that is basically the most iconic song out of Dark Souls 1. So, and it's one of the few places that actually has music playing. So,
yeah, it isn't like in a boss fight or anything like that.
Yeah, there's like 4 zones with music that plays.
And I can't remember any of them.
I remember 3 of them. I'm giving myself 4 just as a potential benefit if I were forgetting one. That's how you do it.
There we go.
So yeah, if you go down the stairs, there'll be your added little treat for defeating the mini boss.
Sorrow head.
Well, you defeated the Sorrow. Blue Tear Stone Ring.
Yeah. Look at this garbage.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's your first real
Defense,
ring.
HP is low. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a game where damage values are high, chances are that buff is not actually going to save you.
Yeah.
I will let you know there is an inverse of that ring that does increase attack, and that one's a bit more valuable.
Yeah.
It is a partial key to some wacky ass builds.
Yeah, there are absolutely hyper builds.
Step ahead. We learned that last time.
We learned that amazingly, though.
That's probably my
Right,
favorite
right.
clip from the first
Amazing.
session onto that.
Like
Right.
in
and-
some people's playthroughs, they have situations look up.
Oh,
Nice job.
There's in some people's playthroughs where they get back down towards the Dark Knight corridor and they're not looking at it, they're looking at the other enemies, and they back up far enough that the Dark Knight notices them, comes in, and decides to hit them with more than just the steel chair, but the entire ring. Locked. We will get there later.
Eventually. Also, that guy's Oki was horrid. He completely whiffed it. Barrel. Roll, man, roll.
right,
roll
right,
is
right.
the best option. Even if your roll sucks, it is the preferable way.
Nothing in them.
That's going to be like 95% of all barrels.
Roll.
But that one did have something in it. Pat, you completely missed it because the camera went down. Go down the stairs.
Oh,
Loot lizard!
Crystal Lizard. Get it, get it, get
And
it, get
you
it.
failed.
You failed.
You failed.
hmm?
Crystal
So
Lizard.
That was a for a tangential comment. That is a loot goblin that you failed to murder.
Oh.
They are hidden
Yeah.
everywhere in the world. Some in barrels, some just kind of hanging around.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for 100 hollows!
Oh no.
Jeez, man, way to spoil it. Not every freaking fog game is gonna be a boss fight. Also, hey, archers behind you. That's not fun.
And in comes the challenger! The
Alright.
Taurus Demon!
Ah!
No,
Escape is not an option in this cage match!
Oh! Okay, cannot block that.
you actually you can.
Yeah.
Your shield. You just had no stamina. You couldn't block anything. You didn't see it, but that hit did knock you back off your feet. So be careful with some swings because they may knock you off the ledge. Ooh, you got a stagger.
Bring
Nice.
out.
Nice.
Ugh.
Oh, just a little bit over the head. Alright. I'd say the moment you block his next attack,
You are
Heal.
currently two-handing.
Okay.
but you did manage to tank that though.
Or flask. There we go.
There you go.
Remembering buttons.
flask.
Ow!
Yep. And you got the block on that too. That was clutch. Alright, thankfully we're at a point where the ledge is still stopping you. Completely whiffed. Stagger, nice. Careful with your stamina. It's blowing through you because of how low it is. There you go.
Good.
Alright. Go. Get right up in that asshole.
Huh?
Okay, that overhead is a little... I wouldn't say it's unblockable, but it's not the safest
Oh.
exchange.
Okay, that one maybe try and dodge roll that one. Oh! Ugh.
Oh,
Heal punish.
right at the cog. Alright, you have no more heals.
You are out of juice. Win.
right up in there, getting right into the awkward points of his hitbox by a stagger. Can we get some
not
greed?
read.
Great! Yeah! First fucking try!
Yeah! Hell yeah!
And the winner of this contest is Submadula! And we didn't even do the cool shit.
Alright, so
Also, no mob fire.
I'm gonna stop you here because I want to discuss things. I don't want you to walk into bullshit.
Okay.
So, first of all, genuine praise.
Yeah, I'm
Very
seeing
good
chat. There's a few people in chat. How the hell did you first try that?
First try without any prior advice or hints from us. So, A+. So, field was set up. You had archers behind you, kind of like the place earlier. Most people, like you, ignore them and just kind of deal with it. There is a ladder that you can go up to kill those archers before the fight even starts. And also, because you have a tower that you can climb up of, what you can do is bait the Tauros demon over to that tower, and then when you're on top of it, much like off the top rope, much like you missed with the Asylum demon, go down, do a plunge and attack, and for most weapon types, that's already like a fourth to a third of his health gone right there. And you can rinse and repeat to... Jesus Christ, you have a lot of battle axes. You can rinse and repeat that as many times as you can get up there. You can also have taken advantage. He will follow you up there.
Yeah.
So
He
if
will
you want
follow
to
you
fight
to
him,
the top rope.
if you wanted to change the arena, he can do that.
That
And also, if you really wanted to murder him quickly, the lightning buff that you got last stream, you could put that on your axe, and that devours his health bar. Oh, looking at
Large Soul of the Undead.
Oh yeah, during that, I finished Tier 4 research for my fishing rod. Let's go.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Actually, really easy.
I am going to say, do not go across that bridge. Turn around and go the other way.
In here?
Down over there, where the sunlight is.
Where the sun is.
Please tell me there's a bonfire down here. Oh!
Not quite.
There's a body!
Ah, hello. You don't look hollow. Far from it. I am Solaire of Astora, of the Lord of Sunlight.
Go with that.
Now that I am undead.
Oh my gosh, another raid! Hello!
Thank you, Johnny, for yet another Dark Souls related raid.
Joel.
No need to hide your reaction.
If you wanted to know, the boss that was just on the bridge up here, if you played Dark Souls before, onto that, that one, onto that. We managed to first try that one onto for my very first ever attempt onto that, so I feel pretty good about that.
All right. So keep talking to this man.
So I didn't scare you.
Exhaust his dialogue.
If you have a moment.
Yes.
The way I
Yes.
see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be me?
I did not knock it off the wall, I just beat it up.
Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Yeah.
This pleases me.
Friends are fun to play video games with.
White signers.
We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted. With heroes
This is
centuries
a
old
statement
fading in and out.
which ruins
The very
all
fabric of
conversation
and relations
for the lore of this
and
fucking
fear.
franchise.
There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
I will remember this for later if you miss it.
Master ahead, appropriate.
Praise
that sun.
Oh,
There we go.
I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent. Oh,
Check.
hello there. The
Okay,
stiff
yep.
arm-
Okay, yep. Once
All
you
right,
repeat.
let's look at the item that he granted you.
This that one. Online play
Yes.
item. Leave summon sign. Be summoned to another world as a phantom through your sign and defeat the area boss to acquire humanity. As Lord and the flow of time is distorted, the white sign soap allows undead to assist one another.
That is the co-op item. When you want someone else to call you into their game, you put that down, they select it, then you come in and you help them fight until you beat the boss of the zone.
Ah.
And the inverse is true. When you have unhollowed yourself, you can see summon signs of other players, and you could call them in, and they can help you fight through the zone that you are presently in.
We have Stefan on standby for reinforcements should you require it.
Is there a bonfire anywhere near here before these guys?
There is nearby. It will require eating some damage.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to survive
I
that.
can give you a slight suggestion to be able to make it to said bonfire.
Okay.
Go into your inventory. Find a humanity. And use one humanity.
Ah.
When using
They
a
do
humanity,
heal you.
it is a full heal. So my suggestion for what you're about to do, do not hold up your shield. Do not roll.
Okay.
Feel free to run.
Oh!
Dragon!
Now, keep running and then
the
run to
hitbox
the
of the
stairs
fire-
on the right, on the right, on the right, on the right.
Stairs!
And we did it. All right, go
Yeah.
downstairs.
That hitbox on the fire
Not there.
could be fucking weird.
It can be wonky.
That's
So
right.
go through that other doorway.
Bonfire head, yeah.
Pick
Look,
down the ladder!
this- oh, you fucked up!
You fucking ladder!
You had a shortcut that you could have opened, and you walked right the fuck by it.
How was I
He
supposed
fucked
to
up!
know?
It's right there.
It's right there, my man!
How was
You
I
followed it. You saw the glimmering light of the bonfire. You were bewitched by it, and you just walked right by your progress. So now you have to walk through the whole zone again to get back there.
Walk of shame!
I'm assuming I don't have to fight the boss again. Onto that.
No, bosses
Yeah,
do not
no, he's
respawn.
dead.
How was I supposed to know? How was I supposed
Take your fucking hat! Take your time!
I didn't realize it was the same room as before.
Look before you leave!
Hey, man. I know we got you all excited. You freaking first tried a boss that was a wall breaker, or a wall for some people when they first played this game. And you managed to get past the dragon bridge pretty quickly. You're riding a slight high, but perception did go down a little bit.
My
Real
man
talk, we probably
discovered
should
the
have leveled.
tunnel.
Dan is coming to the
But-
call because he needs to say words.
Motherfucker, you look!
It was in your peripheral vision! You were looking dead ass at it!
This is a mild punishment for that kind of behavior. Anyway, goodbye.
Came in to boo this man.
Honestly, we probably could have leveled up while you're at the bonfire, but it's fine. We'll go grab that when we come back around.
Yeah, when we get the ladder this time.
So yeah. Just sprint your way back to where the bridge is, heal up, and then run it again. Actually, since you respawned, the crystal lizard should come back. So look around. Nope, you have to reload the zone proper.
Hmm.
So this, okay, that's a thing I can explain for this game because, also yeah, you can see the dragon from here. Well, it's not a dragon, it's a drake. In this game, the world state for zones doesn't really respawn until you despawn the whole zone. And simply sitting at a bonfire does not despawn the zone. You have to either quit the game or walk to an adjacent zone far enough that it is finally deloading the game. Also, yeah, that's where you would do the drop attack.
Off the top
So
rope,
sometimes,
moonsault.
when you want to reload the game to get something to spawn again, you'll just be like, alright, I want this item that was on this person that fell off a cliff, or this enemy ran away. You click that start button, you go to exit game, you close out of it, go back in, reload, and everything should be where it needs to be. It is unfortunate. We will probably have moments where we want to do that later on down the line. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah. So let's try this again.
Yeah.
Previous battle was brought to you by the Undead Merchant. And please buy my shit. And don't kill me for my Uchi Katana.
Okay.
Honestly, the AI is, I wouldn't say inconsistent, but it definitely will prefer to attack you as you get closer. Sometimes he'll attack aggressively while you're even at the very end of the hallway, and that's annoying. But usually, yeah, the first introduction is the worst of it.
Alright.
Now, the reason I told you not to put up your shield or to do dodge rolls is because there are counter hit states in this game, especially after a guard break. So if you had tried to tank the fire with your shield, you would not only not stop it would break your arm and then deal more damage to you. So that's why I just had you take it as a flop. Go ahead, Ace.
If you're planning to use that as Wild Hander, we should probably check a dex stat before you just start pumping strength.
It's true. So it's going to be back at the top. They order from daggers to swords to bigger weapons. Press the X button. Alright, so Dex is hit, so we're fine there.
Yep, alright.
So we want 18 strength.
Alright.
That's vitality. Perfect, you can two-hand it.
Alright. Now if you want Big Stick, you can now Big Stick. It is out of all the Ultra Great Swords, yes, it's an Ultra Great Sword. It's one of the lightest, well, the lightest. Because all the other ones are 10 tons slab to fuck.
So exit out the main menu.
Alright, yeah.
Alright, so you are still going to be heavy. And yep, if you want to swing this, it is all going to be two-handed. This playthrough is going to be spacing galore. And the biggest float... Yeah, let's test it on this jerk.
Yo, hey, demonstration.
Now...
Yeah, one tap.
Yeah, one tap. Now go over to that guy with the crossbow. That's hilarious. Go to the guy with the crossbow and hit him with your R2 attack. Flatten state.
Yeah,
remember that.
Yeah. Some weapons can just put an enemy into a hard knockdown.
It's
why I love the jumping heavy.
How good is blocking with one or two handing a sword onto that?
Depends on the sword.
Depends on the weapon.
Some
you can
it's better than you would expect.
Like, Ultra Great Swords do tend to make for decent impromptu, improvised shields. You can actually see what its blocking stats are under its stat. Very precarious. Anyway, once you kill this guy, go to the right. Watch out from your behind.
Yeah, kill guys. I think that guy from earlier has followed you all the way over here.
Come on. Get.
He knows his hole. He's not going to leave it. Do not. When you're using this two-handed, you will especially have to be aware of your left to right and right to left swings because it will bounce off the walls.
Yeah. Nice. Anyway, look to your right and look up. Specifically where the dragon's hanging off of. So, like,
yeah,
maybe back up a little bit. See that tail?
Yeah.
So, if we had a lot of time, ammunition... Watch out for this guy. if we had time, ammunition, and we're playing in like, I don't know, 2015, we would say to cut off that tail with arrows, because that drops a weapon, Drake Sword. It is an okay early game weapon, but it has no scaling, kind of a weird ass heavy attack. The Drake Sword's kind of a beginner's trap in a lot of ways. It does work for the early game, but you do not invest in it at all.
Also, rats.
Rat!
So yeah, the
Yeah,
Drake Sword
yep.
is pretty good for early game. However, like Ace said, it is a beginner trap because it leads you to just kind of get carried and not quite internalize what you should. And by the time it starts to fall off, you probably didn't invest the right stats because you just were being carried on raw damage. And then you start to just see the follies of going with that mindset. All right, the
Welcome to
Undead
the Undead
Parish.
Parish.
So, there's a bonfire over there. In order to get to that bonfire, what you would have to try to do is go back to where the Drake is shooting fire and run
And try
underneath
to
his
blitz
legs.
Yep, you have to blitz the dragon underneath.
There is a strategy that is fairly reliable that I couldn't show you, but we
Feel
can
like
do
it's
that
safer
later.
to just ignore it for right now. Is what I'm getting.
Pig!
Behold.
The
Also,
boar.
progress is over there by that stairway. Follow the sound of the ringing bells. Not this stairway, I'm talking about one way at the far end of the zone. Go up that stairs though, might as well.
We can.
Ah,
Oh, you gonna
You
throw
missed it.
hands?
yeah. That's an armored boar, my friend.
And he proceeded to quarter. And he proceeded to quarter combo you.
I was trying to make you just look at the far end of the zone, which was there was a staircase to run up to get to the end of the zone. And then some twat went and closed the gate. It's not fun. Anyway, let's make our way back. Also, that pig is real deal.
Do I actually have to fight that thing, or
No.
okay?
No. I think it is another enemy where you kill it once and it just does not come back.
It does not respawn because it is a lot stronger than anything else in the zone. Remember, there is a
I'm
guy
behind
to
you.
your right. You weren't even aiming at that guy.
Yeah, it's just like Dark Souls hitboxes, as I've been showing Stefan, are a little wonk. We'll get to goddamn Royal Rumble later. Poison! You have been poisoned.
Poison. Congratulations, you have a status effect now.
Yep. So status
So-
effects in FromSoft games work as such. Your resistance to it is based on a meter. The more resistance you have, the higher the meter. Once that meter fills, you have the status, and it lasts until the meter drains.
I say,
Or you
make
cure
what
it.
progress you can. That's all you can really do when it comes to them. Now, poison
Doc
isn't
poison.
too bad, but it will catch you if you don't keep an eye on it. So yeah, if you go to the staircase that I directed you against the first time, that is actually part progress, so go ahead and take the right side.
Here comes a giant boar. Yo, nice jump.
Nice jump.
Whoa! No!
You are going to die. Or boar.
At least
gonna
it's
count
in
that as
a
the
more easy to get location now.
Yeah. So yeah, just when you get through that, when you walk through, just take the hard right where that enemy was standing and follow the staircases over there.
Okay. Add in, that is def 27. No, we should, I think we're fine without the axe on the Navigator. We're fine.
Yeah, I will say maybe lab the sword a little more to see if it has a thrusting attack.
This one is not. This is not the claymore, so I don't think it does.
Yeah, basically just look for an attack that has a good, like, vertical attack.
Which is mostly going to be your R2, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just have to
that.
be aware of the delay between the swing and the actual impact.
This is an Elden Ring where Ultra Great Swords have access to a very easy poke.
You're
I
just
think
going
that
to
might
need
be
to
a
learn.
rolling attack.
In this one, maybe.
Yeah, because I think in Elden Ring, a crouch attack and a rolling attack are the same attack. It just one is easier to do than the other. I loved
So-
that poke.
So the high level proficiency that you'll be doing with this up until your strength stat is high enough that you can one-hand this is you will switch off of your two-hand stance to get to your shield when you know that you need to block something, and then you switch back. That's really only going to be learned with experience as you start to get a better feel of the game. But that is kind of what you are doing when you're playing two-handed with a shield still on your back.
Typically for me, I tend to only use a shield in the early game. After that, I usually find something nice I like two-handing.
So would it actually be better right now to not have the shield equipped onto that, or?
If you're only going to be two-handing, it's not doing you any benefits.
Yeah, anything that is equipped, even if you're not actively using it, still counts against your equip load. Remember to be two-handed.
Yep. So there's a couple ways to... Don't worry about that. There's a couple ways to kill that boar. But first, let's clear out some annoying enemies.
I do need to look up where a specific dude is. I know he's somewhere around here.
Oh my god.
They got combos.
Fuck.
Oh, got headshot too.
Yeah.
Yikes.
This is the growing pains that you're gonna have to deal with. You're gonna play heavy. You have to understand that you are heavy.
When you get past the rats, enter the partnership and go up the stairs to the tower. You'll find something nice on that.
Yeah, there's a staircase you haven't explored yet.
Okay.
There's actually a whole other zone that you could have explored then when we started the game, but we didn't direct you that way yet. We'll get there later. I'm going to suggest that you think mostly of your R2 attack in these areas because yeah, you don't want your sword clinging off the walls all the time.
What the?
You are not locked on,
Hitboxes!
so I saw it. It was a good swing that went exactly where it looked like it was going to go. But yeah, also getting used to being locked on, locked off when you need it first off is going to be important. So yeah, kill this guy, then turn around. Look back the way you came. And then there's a staircase right there.
Tower continues up.
Pat.
Oh.
Pat, holy fuck, Pat.
Tower go up.
I'm sorry, but holy fuck, actually.
Sorry.
I even said it before you got there preemptively, and you still walked right past it.
I'm sorry, I'm poisoned.
It is a pretty loud sound effect.
Anyway, Mr. Man!
And goodbye.
Back for another round!
No.
And this guy...
And that is
this one.
And that is the certified Dark Knight welcome in the tower right there.
Yep, that man has an ultra great sword.
You guys are on similar levels right now, and he is coming for you.
Oh god.
But this guy's also fat enough to one-hand that fuck with a shield. Nice,
You see, Pat,
nice overhead.
So Pat, you see what you just saw there was your ideal person.
That thing,
You fighting
that
with
sword
this
that man
great
is holding.
That's what you want to be like.
Yeah. Also, that's the Holy Grail. If we get that drop.
of like one of the best weapons in the game onto that.
One of the
Well,
best
what you're
strength
building
weapons for Unga.
Yeah, if you with the way you're building and playing, that is the holy grail.
Should we actually go after it? Do you think on that or?
You are capable of fighting him there, but you are going to need to deal with a sword that you cannot block. Because even if you had your shield out, that thing is going to break through your guard very well. Well, okay, it's not going to break it every time, but there's some attacks, especially his overhead swing, that you will not block. Not in your current state.
Yeah.
So you are fully capable of killing him right now, but you're going to have to spend some time learning again. Especially because you're using a weapon that's different than what you used last time.
Rat.
So just put a pin in that.
Alright.
Well, yeah, we might come back.
If we really want to, the best way to eventually just fight him is to unlock the bonfire next to him so you don't have to run as far to get to him.
Yeah.
Nice hard dodge. Woo-hoo! Nice ragdoll.
Yeah. Careful of the boar, you can see quite a ways.
He's coming.
Oh lord, he's coming. There are dudes behind. Yeah, unfortunately, committing to your big wind-ups means you're going to be vulnerable quite often. Oh, careful of the... Be careful with your right stick. We'll talk about that later.
Oh.
Kill these guys. Kill these guys, and then once you do, just stand still.
Wow!
Unlike that happens. Four!
Go downstairs. Run downstairs.
Go.
That was hilarious.
No!
That was some freaking... Go.
Go.
Oh, the panic. Okay, you're safe.
Panic rolling.
Alright, kill this guy.
Little spicy.
Alright.
Dude coming.
Excellent. Alright, so... Go back to where the archers were and stop moving. I will describe to you one method you can use to kill that pig.
Is it fire blasts and stuff like that, or?
Technically. So, let's stand here on the bridge and open up the item and look at what that alluring skull was.
A skull with meekly lingering souls throw the shatter and spread souls to attract certain types of enemies. Souls are a concentration of life, and the life starred hollows, lured by power, not effective for all enemies.
So, what you would try to do is aim the throw of that skull into that fire pit right there. And that pig will be like, yo, something smells tasty over in that. I'm gonna go check it out. And he will just walk right into it, and then you got burnt ham.
Right.
Now, be careful of using it because it is a throwable, so your character will throw it where they're facing at this time.
Yeah.
So you'd want to put that on your hotbar, and then try and figure out where your center of camera is, and then have it huck over there.
Okay.
Some people use the binocular item to help line up these kinds of Kobe shots.
Yeah, either your binoculars or a bow and arrow. So it has to be on your equip item list, not your...
How do I assign it?
RB?
RB? Okay.
Yeah, so you're going to go to
Your actual
equipment.
equipment.
Then
Next
next
to
to your
class.
Estus cast. So any items you want to use are going to be right there with your Estus. So you get 4 tries to throw it into the flames. So yeah, the binoculars. Let's try that out so you can get a feel of what it's like. So switch. So you'll press down on the D-pad.
down.
to change
Oh,
that
no,
out.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a gauge of where the center of your camera is. Now, because it is a toss, it is not a straight shot to where you're aiming, so maybe aim a little higher than that.
Like, maybe
Yeah,
here?
you need to be. You need
You
to
can
be
move
like
it
a
while using the
CS:GO player.
binoculars. Like I don't believe you're locked in there when you use the binoculars.
I'm
You
just
can actually
trying.
move the camera, I believe.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of. I'm more just trying to get like the actual.
Gotcha.
Lined up.
Also, be careful. I will let you know that when you do a toss of an item, your character does take a step forward. All right, let's put some skulls in and watch some magic happen. You could also use. You have to actually equip it. There we go.
Right.
All right. It's
Too
a
low.
little too forward, but he did walk into it. All right. Aim a little higher,
So
and let's
aim
do
high.
it again.
Yeah, where your camera is positioned does affect this. So aim high.
Now, don't shoot for the moon, but
Probably
do
like
take
here.
into account drop off. Yeah, let's give it a try.
Because most people tend to position their camera a bit low to the ground.
That looks pretty good.
That looks good.
Hey, what's that? What's that?
Yeah.
And dead as
Nice.
day. Good job. You don't have to worry about that ever again.
Ooh.
Now, the other ways you could have done that was, if you were a magic caster, cast a bunch of magic at him. If you wanted to use the fire bombs in your pocket, you could have blitzed him with a bunch of consumables. Or, that's funny, Jaren. Or you fight him like a man, in which case the real strategy is to go up behind him and backstab that pig. But in his case, it's not a backstab. You shove that right up where it don't shine.
Yeah, in Bloodborne has a similar enemy type, and it's even more. Do I really want to backstab this pig?
You're
Because backstabs in Bloodborne, you don't use your weapon. You just shove your hand in.
right up
Yeah,
there with James
just,
Sunderland
oh.
of like, oh man, you need to freaking disinfect that arm.
Yeah. It doesn't help that one of the best ways to get souls in that game is by just repeatedly backstabbing 3 pigs in a row.
You cannot roll through this furniture, but you can break it with your sword, I believe.
Mystery key.
Mystery key.
Is that
It's,
for
mystery.
the thing back?
Well, read the item description, and it may tell you what its purpose is.
Going over mystery key.
A prison cell key,
Hey.
so
It appears to be a basic prison's key.
I guess we should keep an eye out in case we see something that may look like a prison.
Also, if they get distracted, it's currently red alert on the moon, so I'm fishing.
Are we at 29 deaths onto that?
I don't know. I'm keeping count. Kill these guys first, and so we don't accidentally get more deaths.
We're at 29. Yeah, I counted
Okay,
29.
then I will update the thing on that. Hold on.
Yeah, most recent death was to a Black Knight.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Ooh, okay.
Get used to rafter climbing like this.
Yep.
This is a certified from software design right here.
Hey, don't worry, it gets worse.
Oh boy, does it get worse in this game.
Ugh. Oh. Hate that place. I love that zone, except for 2 spots.
Wow.
Is there at least a bonfire around here?
That has a lot of ratings. People sure have
Usually
opinions
wall.
about what that person said.
Take a swing at that.
Filthy liar.
Nope, it was a liar. Liar! There are
Now that's-
illusory walls that you do have to hit, but
Yes.
yeah.
Now let me actually tell you something about these messages, Pat. So read this one real fast. So see, it has a rating of 1. that means that someone interacted with that in some way. It doesn't tell you whether it was a good note or a bad note. It just means that someone interacted. So, that other note back there probably has 5 billion downvotes. But because you don't know the difference, all you know is, boy, that's a popular note.
Oh, what the
man.
hell is that?
Mr. Man. Go the other way. I think it's a dead end.
That is in fact
Over
a dead end.
there. Yeah. So there's usually an item. Needs bravery.
Check your corners.
Or corner.
In this case, if you go for the overhead, you might break through a shield. We need to get you some more stamina, my friend.
No,
Chop, kill him! Heavy!
Okay, yeah, we came up from that way.
Yeah, this is progress.
Very careful
Yeah.
around corners like this because of guys like that.
There's someone else.
Oh.
Good choke point.
Say hello to the Balder Knight.
These guys are Balder. Some may even call him Balder.
You
Alright,
are
alright.
Pixel, my friend.
That is the pixel.
Oh god.
Time for ultimate footsies player right here. Don't get too used to
Alright.
using humanities to heal up. I do not think it's a recommended method for non-boss fights.
Yeah, consider it emergencies only.
Like, there we go.
Yeah,
Like, it's better to take the L than waste a humanity in a zone, unless you're confident you know where you're going and what you're about to do.
Okay. They put us far way back on that.
Mm-hmm. If you want a closer bonfire, you're gonna have to run past the dragon. Which I can show you how to do, but in case you fail, are you okay losing 2,000 souls?
Yeah, now.
Then we will come back to that later. In the meantime, I need to go check on dinner.
nice overhead.
Yeah, if okay.
Yeah, we broke through 3-0. With double overhead. Corner rat. Oh yeah, those rats, they do have a drop. It's not what you think.
Oh no.
Spelling terribly on my sheet, or am I gonna have to go back through it? Okay, I'm spelling it correctly, thank God. Speaking of God, we have a new pope today.
Oh
Who
yeah.
may or may not be an Eagles. Who may or may not be an Eagles fan. God help us. Wait a minute.
Isn't that the idea?
Yo, I want to see a Pope pop off if the Eagles win another Super Bowl.
If the Pope is rooting for a certain team, is
Does that mean they basically have the Catholic equivalent of the mandate of heaven?
yes. God.
Interesting corner strategy. Oh, you actually hit. I think you hit them in a weird spot where it basically does a knockback effect. Hello, what's up? Hello, bro. It does a knockback effect, but doesn't deal damage to them. Kind of like you hit them with the wind from your sword.
Hmm. Jeez.
Glug. Bro, that is a liar.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Remember, you still have the boot.
Yeah, I was trying. Oh, no. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good ass attack. What was that? Was that a flick forward?
That is the
Heavy?
lunge forward heavy.
Oh, this is not a good spot. Yeah.
I was trying to see if I could kill him before the other guy came up back. Okay, okay.
I'm back. Ah, shit, did we die again?
Yeah.
Welcome. Yep,
Darn.
Boulder Knight. Got cornered.
They are legitimate threats. They also drop a really good weapon. I don't know if Ace has mentioned that.
Yeah, they have some pretty good drop.
Now, unfortunately, the best drop they have is not ideal for the playstyle you're going through, but... yeah, I gotta be careful with those kind of commits.
Yeah, I was trying to kick the lance guy, but
It's not always reliable to make him out because it is a forward attack, and those don't always read the way you would hope.
oh no 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 no.
Ah, jeez.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man, Rick.
All right. You want to continue through the zone? That is a time limit you now have.
It is never a bad idea to retreat.
It's always valiant or valid to return to the bonfire and just start again.
I was gonna say, you gotta throw hands with the fucking Black Knight.
It's like, now that I have a debuff, clearly that'll give me the courage I need to fight this badass.
My bad, you're not like a... You're not a... Fuck, what's a Pokemon with guts? You're not a Heracross. You don't get stronger with poison. Although I think there are some builds that do that.
That would motivate you, though. Just imagine you will go up to freaking main stage of Evo, but you need to use a bathroom, and that's going to be how you motivate yourself to play the fight faster. Clearly that will make you play better and not make you make mistakes. I know we made fun of you for doing it earlier, but I always throw myself off the top of the rope when I come down here to this bonfire because I know it won't kill me most of the time.
Yeah, the way fall damage works in Souls games is it works off of a sort of percentile, where depending on, I believe you start taking, there's a 4 feet sweet spot where you can survive fall damage without taking any damage. After 4 feet, it starts to scale through your health by a percentage. I believe it's based on max health, of course. And once you go past 20 feet, you die, no matter what. Which makes Elden Ring all the funnier because they actually increase the amount of length you can fall without taking damage to, I think, 16 feet. But the 20 feet kill zone is still a thing. So if you actually take fall damage in Elden Ring, you were close to dying. Though Torrid does kind of throw some weird quirks into there because horse.
Yeah, sorry for that. I was just looking at my phone and my my family is talking about the new pope. So, yeah.
Oh!
And it's going to be a conversation piece for a bit, yeah.
Yeah!
We were just talking about it. It's like, if the new Pope is a fan of the Eagles, does that technically give the Eagles basically the mandate of heaven?
Like, is he like, hey God, can you do me a solid?
we need to embarrass the Chiefs for the second year in a row. It'd be really
We'll
fun,
say,
God.
Pat, with the way that you're playing with the two-handed sword and still playing like you think you have a shield, I don't know if this is the healthiest playstyle at the moment.
Yeah.
I think for the time being, since you're clearly still internalizing the sword and board style, I think, yeah, let's work with the shield for a bit until we get you at least either some more strength through one wield, or at least get you some more stamina to be able to deal with this better.
Should we just head back? This amount of poison.
I think because you're not going to be taking as much health damage because of your shield, I think you can go a bit further without it.
Okay.
We'll try our luck. What's the worst that happens? You die.
Yeah, only that.
Ooh.
I don't think that's better than what you got.
It is not.
Yep. You got a decent starting set as a knight. That's what, yeah, I remember. Das Boot.
Yeah.
Now you're playing Dark Souls.
Why does everyone keep stabbing me in the back?
Easy, easy.
Does
a lot of
damage.
You will learn that very well. I mean, you already internalized that aggressively.
Oh my God, this dude.
This guy's smart.
Have him come to you because you have very little health. You need to heal.
Oh yeah, you've been dying.
Oh,
He
right,
is
I'm
laning
poisoned.
you out. My man is spy paranoid right now. Nice suit. Still dying, by the way.
Yep. Are we gonna die?
I think you will be. Ah. Rat poison.
Okay. Okay.
If this is becoming a point where those extra 5 heals would be very beneficial, we could absolutely pop a couple of humanities and upgrade this bonfire.
It is a bonfire you use pretty often. Not
Yeah.
too often, but like you spend a lot of time in this area. The one behind the dragon's another good contender to kindle.
And we don't have to be that stingy with humanities because they are farmable. Heck, the rats right past here is one of the better spots for it.
Yeah.
Call your R2 for this encounter, Pat. Yep. Gotta remember those Hories and Verdes. Yeah. Really get into the mind of your chosen undead.
Every time my weapon bounces off the wall, I die a little inside.
Oh my god.
Well, you kill the rat. It's always valid to retreat. That rat just threw itself to the death. There should still be one
that
more
thing
rat
was
hanging
blasting Dream On by Aerosmith. My man was living for the year indeed.
Oh my god, it's a Ryan.
Oh my god, surprise Ryan!
Hey guys, what's up?
Hello!
Dark Souls is what's up.
Dark Souls.
Saw you guys were on. I got the notif that Pat was
Yeah.
playing Dark Souls when I was on a walk, so I thought, oh, gotta get home to see that.
Nice. I'm gonna just turn you up. Oh,
Yeah, you're quite quiet.
Oh, sorry, hold on. Is my mic turned up? Oh, sorry about that. My mic was down.
okay.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes. I'm
Absolutely.
just gonna turn you back down because there is no traditional pause in this video game.
Okay, I'm sorry about that.
Nah, I'm playing that game that you can't pause.
Yeah, oh god, that's the one thing I will never understand that people will defend about Souls games.
These
Well-
are primarily single-player games. I would prefer if the pause button was a pause button.
Yes.
Because I'm assuming the closest you have is like on like PlayStation or stuff like that. Just the home button onto that is like the closest.
Yeah. And I think in the Demon Souls remake, you can treat like photo mode as a pause button, essentially, if I remember correctly, something like that.
I never really dived into that, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I need to as well. I'm kind of starting to jive with Souls games a little bit more because they weren't my thing for the longest time. But like, I may have mentioned it to you guys, or it might have been another friend group. I'm trying First Berserker Kazan, like that Souls like that came out that's set in like the DNF universe, and for some reason I'm actually kind of jiving with it. Like, it's like, oh wait a minute, I kind of fuck with this.
Oh wait. Wait, hold on. This shit kind of slaps.
To specify, what I mean about Demon Souls is like I beat the PS5 remake, so
Oh,
what I mean by messing with it is the first-person mode specifically. Or rather the photo mode. I never touched that, mostly because I was too busy beating my head against really poorly designed mechanics that are super wonky and experimental for the era.
Damn.
We are not going to describe world and character tendency.
I mean, even this game, like, I forget sometimes, but Dark Souls is pretty old at this point. Like, this game came out like 2011, I think.
Wow!
Yep.
Oh, jeez!
Get out of that fire.
We're just
No
gonna
one but
go.
alive.
We're just gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, this game's like 14 years old at this point.
Jeez.
And honestly, with how they had designed the models and stuff in this game, you actually would think it's a somewhat newer game for the 7th generation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's admittedly a pretty good-looking game for, like, the 360 PS3 era.
In fact, I think they designed it too good because it actually taxed the game's frame rate on the original hardware.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah,
original
yeah.
hardware it going into like 12 frames a sec on that.
Yeah. I forget if, like, the PS3 version in particular ran pretty bad, because that was just kind of a thing for PS3 games.
He knows
I think it was
his
comparable.
reminder,
to
right
systems.
shoulder.
The world is revolving.
It
Remember,
is
this is
a
a trap.
reminder that dodging to the left tends to be better more often than
Right,
not.
I remember
where
you guys
enemies-
talking about that last session, right?
Yeah.
That's where enemies' weapons are, and typically that's not where a shield is, where an attack is coming from, so you spend less time rolling through the attack, so you can make better use of your iframes. And it even puts you in better position to backstab.
What the fuck was that? That guy did.
Momentum.
Yeah.
He was trying to do a.
That guy fucking Goomba stomped you.
You did take damage from that. You can absolutely damage people with a Goomba stomp in this game.
Yeah. Yo, let's get the man shreds in here. Stomp.
Man.
Oh no, I accidentally kicked.
Oh, no.
I kicked. Oh no.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you're good though.
Okay.
So have you been
My
making
man
your-
did.
No more heals though, so be aware of your situation.
Yeah.
My
You
man
making-
did the arc system funky leg.
been making through pretty okay so far? Like a lot of deaths at this point?
We
or
are at
nah?
32 deaths so far, but to
Oh,
be
gee.
fair,
Oh,
to be
jeez.
fair, a lot of them were against the Black Knight, which I decided to fight onto that.
Oh, okay. So you pushed your luck a little early.
Yeah.
Hey, he won.
I won.
Hey, good job.
Fortunately, there's a second Black Knight that has something we want.
I thought you were gonna say maybe like 7 deaths or something.
To be fair, also the like boar with the giant club on the bridge, I did first try that one onto that.
That was a that was a Minotaur.
Minotaur,
Yeah, that was a Minotaur.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he did that first try.
Yeah, with the Souls games, like besides Kazan, like if I start them up again, I need to decide which one like would be best to start with. Probably either this or Elden Ring, I imagine, if I was to ever go back to it.
Yeah, man.
They're fair options.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I was talking to another group about this before, but like with the Souls games, I find it funny how like in terms of difficulty across these games, like it can never like really be agreed upon which is like the least difficult like / easiest of all the games, but like everybody agrees that Sekiro is the hardest.
Really? Because I always heard, I kind of heard the opposite in my circle onto that for Sekiro. Is that true?
It's a very different game.
Yeah, I think Sekiro is a lot more about parrying, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's like
basically playing Revengeance more than you are playing other kinds of action games. So if you know your parry timing and you're good at being that kind of aggressive, then yeah, it's probably a pretty easy game to get through.
Okay.
But it's a different play style than other games, especially because it also is a stealth game in another retrospect.
Right.
it also had the innovative thing of a jump button.
Yes.
Something that I love in Elden Ring. Yeah, sure, give the dumbass with a 10-ton slab of fuck a jumping heavy.
Come on, bitch.
I feel like at this point, maybe we should unlock that second bonfire.
Save you a
Just
little
eat the
bit of
bullet.
effort. Especially because the rats are the biggest problem because of how much the poison, if they get
geez,
you,
big rat.
adds up.
Rodents of unusual size? I don't believe they exist.
Okay.
These aren't even
You
the
gotta
worst
believe
rats in the
today,
series.
Wesley.
Remember people saying the least hard is Dark Souls 2 or Bloodborne onto that?
Bloodborne, I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard Bloodborne for probably easiest one onto that a few times on that.
I always heard.
PS2 is weird.
Yeah,
I always heard 2 was kind of cheap, is from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's got a lot of hitbox questionableness. It's got weird
Yeah.
mechanics, but it's also one of the easier games to break.
Yeah. From what I've heard of all the Souls games, like, it's not terrible, but the vibe I get is Dark Souls 2 is easily the worst of them.
It was not designed by the same team, so a lot of the issues are they made mistakes that the other devs had already learned.
Gotcha, yeah.
Anyway, Pat, my fishing rod's done.
Yeah, nice.
Wait, can you fishing? And...
Oh no, he's talking 14 to that person.
Oh no, of course.
Yeah,
Dark Souls has a fishing mechanic.
I should know this by now.
I don't think any of the games have ever had any kind of fishing in any way, shape, or form.
Oh yeah, I knew he didn't mean a Souls game. I was just saying like what game, and like of course it's 14. I should know by now.
With this group, you should know at this point.
Yes.
Which,
go
by
to
the way,
Japan.
there has been so many 14 jokes on my timeline because of the 14 because of Pope 14.
Oh yeah, Pope Leo the 14th.
Yep.
Remember a trap.
Good. Come on. Hello. Jesus. Whoa. Okay. All right.
You didn't eat a lot of that damage last stream because you would go in for a parry swipe halfway through it, so you stopped them from attacking halfway.
Maybe I
Yeah,
need
when
to
they
bring.
get to do the whole,
Maybe
when they do the whole thing, they are gonna teach you that they know how to do damage. That was lucky.
What? Last.
There you go. You get attack
Okay,
parry,
that
you
parry
attack,
looked
you parry.
weird on.
Oh yeah, there's jumping attacks can be parried just as well as standing attacks.
Hey, I interrupt this live stream to put a video in the call, and I'm gonna put it in the Twitch chat.
Oh dear.
Going forward, explaining what Sigma means.
Oh, okay.
Sigma.
This is not fan made. This is official by Nickelodeon, and they deleted it. It's a backlash.
Oh no!
Wait, Nickelodeon tried to explain what Sigma means.
Oh no!
Yeah. Dora the Explorer teaching us what Sigma means.
Oh
no.
no! Oh, the fact it's Dora makes that worse.
Other way, Pat.
Right? Yeah.
Let's save what encounters we can until we get to the next bonfire.
Sesame Street explains Sigma.
There you go. Is it no, Mike? It is also a Twitch chat. Here is Thor the Explorer teaching us what the word Sigma means.
I feel like I barely even know what the word Sigma means.
That's a Mega Man X guy, right?
Yes.
It's so funny. Hearing
I
Thor the Explorer say, "I'm a Sigma."
I should not feel like the internet has already passed me by the age of 25.
Alright. Let's get this bread. Let's get this bread, gamers.
I just wanted to be here. I just wanted it to be known that this is not fan-made content. This is official Nickelodeon content that
Oh,
they deleted.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, so you look at chat. Hey, so you look at chat. You can watch this video of Dora the Explorer explaining what the word Sigma means.
Kill me. Did I miss any deaths?
No new deaths at this point.
All right.
And progress.
Progress is being
They are
made.
big. Yep, I did manage to swipe a chocolate bunny from my sister.
Ooh.
Wow.
Today, kids, we're gonna learn about the word chud.
Please, no.
All right. So, do not get too close to the door on your right, Pat. You want to stay away from that because there are enemies in there that will aggro to you.
Oh boy.
In fact, one already did.
Oh no.
Luckily, this is an open area, but
Yeah.
he's a nimble fuck.
Come on. Yeah.
There you go.
Delicious
Beautiful.
packs.
That's a check kill. Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's go down those steps. Because
big buddy.
shortcut.
This game has level design.
Ah! Ah!
Amazing.
Basement
And a
key.
basement key.
Basement key.
Longsword.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that sword's alright.
80. Is that?
We already have
No, we
some.
got 95 on right now. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's not great.
Can
Alright, first let's get out of your menu, Pat. You have to
First,
double
let's
click.
close the
right,
menu.
right.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
Now when you
Okay,
just want to run right over here,
I thought that guy was on fire.
Flaming skull and everything.
man on fire. The Metal Gear crossover we never asked for. Alright, so my suggestion is to go back the way you came, not here,
Oh.
but to where you got into this section. So take your right turn. And then take a left at the top of the stairs.
Okay.
Don't
Clear
worry,
out
the
this-
bridge was OSHA certified.
Let's clear out these schmucks, and then I'm going to point you to someplace good.
Yeah!
5 frames, baby!
Bam!
Now kill him. Kill him dead.
No, don't scare
2H!
Alright. Do not go inside that building. Take this left path. What's that noise?
As the sound.
Where's the sun?
It's a
Red
That.
spot.
Blacksmith dude? Didn't he? Bonfire!
Bonfire!
Bonfire.
Yo, Neefit.
Crossfire.
Also, yeah, freaking Grim Reaper looking ass.
Yeah, caught up in the.
Crossfire.
Get caught up in that crossfire.
It's a friend!
It is a man.
Hello,
also,
friend.
Do not hit.
Rifle. I'm Andre of Astora. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
Alright, first, learn Jester.
Gesture!
Always important.
Gesture! This one's really good.
Hurrah!
Hurrah!
Alright, speak. Tell us your wisdom.
Most weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh? There are 2 types of weapon forging. There's reinforcement, and there's
Get ready for tutorials, my friend, because this is
Yep.
tutorial, man.
It strengthens the weapon and nothing more. A simple task for any blacksmith. Hell, you could even do it yourself with a smith box. But Ascension's a finer art. It alters a weapon's properties. Ascension is the territory of we blacksmiths. A smith box just won't do the trick. Start out with reinforcement. When that loses its charm, you can consider Ascension. As you've noticed, this land is flush with the mad and wicked. You won't make it through the night without employing my services.
Alright. Let's talk. Upgrade.
He has more to say.
and-
No. He has
Oh.
more to say.
You can forge armor just like you do weapons. Forging armor is even easier than forging weapons. Whether you forge weapons or armor first, well, that's up to you. But nobody wants to see you go hollow. So whatever you do, you'd better do it well.
Keep talking.
You can forge armor just like
Okay,
you
now we have
forge
exhausted his
armor.
dialogue.
So
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Ace.
So,
Open up this freaking rabbit hole.
all right. So, armor upgrade is pretty simple. You just make it better. No weird shit. The weirdest thing might be you need some obscure upgrade materials. That's it. Weapons is a whole other rabbit hole. So, you can upgrade a weapon pretty normally with Titanite. It's of different varieties depending on the weapon. After a certain point, so for example, let's use your longsword as an example. You can do a normal upgrade to +1 with Titanite
Top of the
shards.
list.
Once that,
Top of the list.
well, any
Oh,
weapon will
yeah.
you do for the explanation.
Longsword
yeah.
has a quick explanation.
Yeah, so a normal weapon like this, you just dump souls and Titanite into it, and you will increase its quality. Usually upgrade its scaling, its damage, sometimes durability. I don't remember on that one specific. But that's simple. After a certain point, you can't upgrade it any further, around +5. At that point, it's time to ascend the weapon. You can do a normal ascension, which just lets you just limit break it and upgrade it further, and before you have to do another ascension to upgrade it to the max. Or you can take your weapon down a different route and ascend it into something else using different embers. These will alter its stats, like give it magic damage, alter its scaling, remove its scaling but increase base damage, make it do more damage to weird shit. There is a chart for this, but basically use Titanite to upgrade shit, and if you want to do something weird with it, you can alter it depending on the blacksmith and what embers they have.
Yeah.
So if you want to fuck with, say, magic damage,
Whoa!
hello! Be very
Also, yeah,
careful. You're near
He's got shit
Andre.
in the basement. Maybe don't deal with that right now.
Yeah, watch out if Andre gets aggroed, because he will literally throw hands with you.
Okay, well.
When someone hates you, it takes some divine assistance to get them to stop. I would put in my opinion, I would put a little bit of endurance, because you've been a little low on that when you've been trying to do your two-handed stuff. Maybe a little bit of strength. Like, what do you think, Ace? Should we go to like an even 15 for the time being?
Yeah, let's get some more endurance.
Yeah. Alright.
We can also
Next.
mess around with your armor a little bit, see if we can maybe get some lighter pieces.
Like at the Smith? Oh, no.
No,
Like,
I mean, he does have
review what you
stuff
got.
to buy, I believe.
Yeah, you spent
let's
everything.
look at your
though,
current-
but...
Yeah.
But yeah, what's in your inventory?
I'm talking
what
like
kind of
what-
armor do you have?
Yeah, can we maybe make you a little lighter on some places? Like, I think maybe change out the helmet.
Yeah, we have other helmets to work with. That armor is just unabashedly worse than what you got.
This one's a
Let me
little worse, but it's also lighter. Probably keep the night leggings.
Yeah, that's kind of
Okay.
the most you can really do. You haven't gotten many weapon, or rather armor changes.
Yeah.
Before you go up, I have other suggestions.
Yeah.
First, go across that doorway and see what's over there. You will soon learn to very much love the sound of a anvil being hit in this franchise.
There's a gate. But another friend.
It's a big ass fucking gate.
Hello, friend.
And a man.
Onion Knight.
Boy, that's a big one. Boy, that's a big one, yo. Look at that.
Keep
Woo!
talking
Talk
to
to,
him.
talk to him more.
Remember, exhaust dialogue.
Oh,
Fucking
Oh-ho.
fortress. Yep.
I was absorbed in thought.
Sold
I am Siegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall. Or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And
have I
Be
waited?
very
so
careful.
Here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
Yeah, you're lucky your parry in this with this weapon doesn't do damage, because
Yeah, you can aggro NPC. Keep talking.
Still closed.
Again, keep talking
Still
till...
closed.
Yeah,
Yep.
keep talking to
Yeah.
NPCs until
Until
they
it repeats.
repeat.
So this is Sigmire. He's a good guy.
Still closed. Still closed.
He's chill.
All right.
He is the sit and wait type character.
That was a tasty burrito.
Wait, is
Oh,
the
man.
death count
Burrito-
at 33 under that?
Has it changed?
I don't think so.
Um,
I don't think we
I-
haven't died in a while.
No,
No, I think you did die once after I asked you. I remember. If I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Okay.
yeah, my thing says 33.
Okay.
Yeah, recent death was to a Baldur Knight.
All right. So Pat, I would actually recommend taking this bonfire. So go back and kindling it to have 10 Estus flax,
All right.
because this is an important
is a-
bonfire.
Yeah, this
So, first
bonfire
things
is close
first.
to a lot of shit.
First,
Go into your inventory and eat humanity, because you're gonna need 2. Now sit down, reverse hollowing. You have to be a human. The fire looks at your wrinkly
unjerky.
face and being like, I refuse to do service with this individual.
Alright, this guy looks fly as fuck. I'm gonna do
So
this.
now kindle, and it will use that other number you got there. And now 10!
woo!
Other bonus, and you experienced it a little bit earlier. Whenever a player kindles a bonfire, anyone who is nearby that bonfire will actually get a free Estus charge.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's another way to develop the universe a bit better and do some jolly cooperation, which, now that you're human, you could do if you should so choose to.
The choices are yours, and yours.
Choices are yours. It also means that some asshat that likes to attack low-level people may invade you.
Yep, that's the exact reason why if I play this game, I'm never restoring humanity, just because I do not want to deal with invaders.
Yeah.
which I hate, because there's neat stuff locked behind staying human, but then you have
It's,
unsolicited freaking invasions.
yeah,
and,
it's such a catch
you're
22
not-
onto it, unfortunately. For
and when you're playing a PvE game and are not in the mood for PvP, someone showing up that wants to do PvP is a total mood whiplash and just is I don't like
I
it.
still think Johnny had the
Look.
best description I've ever heard for it back in his review. He just said it's basically some asshole going,
Look to the
how
right.
am I gonna fuck up someone's day?
Now
Big guy.
fight this man outside. Fight this man
gee,
outside.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh no, it's a big.
Oh
boy.
lord, he big and he hit.
That's not a shield. That's a wall.
Yeah.
the
a living
iron
wall. This is a Knight of Berenice. And they big.
I just imagine when Pat saw him, he just did the invincible meme. Wait, just wait a second.
I will let you know you cannot backstab him. He is just slightly too
Oh.
big. Still, same philosophy.
Oh no.
Okay.
You see, look at that. You can block more than you think in these games. It's mostly the overheads you have to be careful of.
Yeah, later games do kind of mess with the invasion formula a little bit. I remember DS3 specifically tends to put just random inhuman form very low on the invasion list.
Yeah.
Yes, instead the game will when you're invading, the game will usually prioritize if multiplayer is currently being engaged, like they have summons.
Right.
Of course, that does mean that it's rare, unless you're actually putting down a dual summon sign, you're rarely going to get 1v1s. Which, granted, that's what fight clubs and like the PvP and a dedicated PvP arena in that game are for.
You bitch!
Yeah, still got him.
He might be a big man, but he is also still a man. And everyone loves Estus. The Sunny D is delicious.
I forget if Elden Ring had invasion or not. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Although
I know.
I feel like in Elden Ring it'd be easier to avoid because that's naturally an open world game, so just run the other way.
Invaders do have an item that lets them teleport closer to you. Not on top of you, but like close-ish.
Yeah, proximity.
Yeah. And it does, I believe, work off a similar formula to DS3 where it prioritizes if someone is currently actively engaging in multiplayer.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, again, also means less 1v1s.
Yeah.
You're a brat!
Yeah. No.
He still has more!
Yeah.
Did anyone get the number of that bus?
No! Ah, God!
I've been there when you think you have an opening, but then the second attack follows.
And then the second swallow.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Come on, you bitch. Ah! Sorry.
Ooh.
Just a little more.
Yeah!
You bitch!
And that problem is
And
now solved.
thankfully, he does not come back.
Yeah.
Titanium shield?
That was a crafting material, so it's not
Ah.
going to be an item you look at. Well, yeah, I mean you can look at it, but it's not going to be in your standard item list.
Ah, yeah.
Pat, I'm going to tell
Yeah,
you
that
something
would-
real fast. Go to where he came from. So go to the right side over there at that altar. That's a very important
Very
item.
important.
Now
Fire.
stay here
Firekeeper Soul.
and read that item.
Soul of the long lost firekeeper. Each firekeeper is a corporeal manifestation of her bonfire and draw for the humanity which is offered to her. Her soul is gnawed by infinite humanity and can boost the power of each Estus class. It can be used to gain humanity and restore HP at the cost of losing firekeeper's soul to reinforce Estus class.
This
You use
is
that
a
to make your
very
class better.
important. This is a very important item. Don't move. I want to show you something.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very important item in lore and in game. Now, I'd also like to point out a twat among us. So, turn down to the hallway. So stay where you are. Look down and look up.
That?
That is a man, and that man is an asshole.
He is one of the biggest degenerates in Soul's history. A mage.
We will deal with him in due time. I just want to make him known. Now, more importantly, we are going to take a right
Because
and go through those doors. You're going to like what we find on the other side of these elevators.
Damn, this goes far down.
It does.
Oh, we're back at the beginning area.
shortcut corn.
To where it all began.
I thought for a second you just busted out the Metal Gear thing. Dun 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 dun. Dun.
Anyway,
which
there's
is
something
doubly
we actually
good.
forgot. Because there's something we
Yes.
forgot to point out here. Go back to the bonfire and look towards the cliff.
So yeah, go down and have a sit down. Take a little breather.
Because there's
Now-
actually a reason why this thing starts at 10.
So, step up and walk around that big tree. Stairs. And look to your left.
Oh,
Hello, lady.
Woman!
Huh?
She cannot speak.
This
She
is a
cannot
firekeeper.
speak. Not she will not.
This is the
She
fire.
cannot speak.
Yep. So this woman here is why that bonfire starts at +10 because she's a firekeeper.
Ah.
It also means you can give her a firekeeper soul to reinforce your Estus flask.
And that way, your heals are better.
So do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
There's only one situation where you would not want to do that, and that is much later in the game. So yeah, she is literally powering that flamethrower, that bonfire upstairs.
Which means if you do choose to murk her for her soul, the bonfire here stops working.
Oh.
Period.
Oh.
And there you go.
Right.
Shortcut thorn.
Now there is another zone you could go to get another item, but if you want to be able to take advantage of your humanity at this moment, let's go back to where we came from.
That's this way.
That is a dead end.
Yep.
You're going to want to go upstairs first, so follow that path. Walk past our good friend Haircut.
Okay. Okay.
Good friend here.
And then follow this path.
Still getting the map to memory at this point.
Now, I will ask a question.
Yeah.
Do you want to interact in jolly cooperation, or do you want to go through the zone a bit first by yourself?
Oh, okay.
Were
know-
this a
That
later
guy.
game, you'd be dead.
Yeah.
This that ground?
You've been here before.
Yeah, you've been here before.
Okay.
This falls out into where the skeleton zone is.
Okay.
But if you drop down the cliff on your now left, and then you take a hard left when you land and get back to the bonfire, the enemies will despawn and you don't have to worry about them.
Yeah.
Just
So
run
just
up those
book it back
stairs.
to the bonfire instead. What's up, bro?
There. Oh. Drop down there.
Raw.
Continue to have a run over to your bonfire. They will follow you all the way, but as long as you get to the bonfire before they can swing, you're fine. Hello, sir.
Yo,
Sit down. Pat, sit down.
sit.
They're still coming.
Sit.
Okay.
Sit.
Yo, what?
God damn it.
Also, that guy was actually using a DLC boss's sword. Which is surprising because that sword is kind of a meme in the community because the stat spread needed to be able to use it is stupid. You
But
need to
yeah,
actively
since we
build
have
to try and
humanity, we
Right.
are down for some co-oping. Onto that.
All right. So you're going to go into the elevator and then I will be waiting.
Right.
To make this easier, I'm gonna check if this game has a certain mechanic. Open up your menu real quick.
Also, it does. If I think I know what you're thinking of, yes, it is.
Yeah, go to options, which I think is the last one. Network setting?
Network settings, yeah.
Password.
Matchmaking password.
Okay.
Is that a
You-
password?
We will just do that. For,
Let me set mine.
Yeah, this was a mechanic introduced in Bloodborne. This basically lets you... Basically, if multiple people have the same password here, you will only see those people, at least for multiplayer. Not sure if it... At least for the sake of summoning.
right. So now
You will not put it
Uh,
down. Let me see if I refresh it. So I should be in your level range. Your local. Do we need to change it to global?
Let me check global on that.
There it is.
Yeah,
It just showed up.
Okay.
Yep.
Now walk
Now, I
over
forget if it
and you'll
does
see
it in-
who it is. It me.
Bronus! Some of this phantom.
Don't mind the fog walls that showed up. It's just to prevent you from changing areas while someone is summoned.
So you'll wait a few minutes for me to connect. I will show up. And because I am a bro, I praise that son. Alright.
Yeah, phantoms are normally white, but because he's a sun bro, oh, he's golden, and praises the sun upon entering.
Madagascar meme. Why are you white?
Why are
Alright.
you orange?
So, you are the world leader. I will follow your league and help you out.
Orange Piccolo!
Oh. Ah!
Beat his ass. Beat his ass.
Damn, he's getting beat in the quote retreat.
Alright. Now, I'm gonna do you a solid.
Yeah.
Stay there.
Wow!
Get ready to do some 300.
Hold the lock! Lightning! Yes!
Oh.
Yes! Yes! Lightning's the best!
Oh my.
Lightning!
Zeus!
Lightning's the best!
Percy Jackson!
now,
Alchemy.
now let's kill this motherfucker.
Oh, I wish that would have killed him.
Punch him!
Also, watch out behind. We got enemies.
Damn, that's a lot of enemies for you to handle on your own.
No!
No!
We both died. So,
Well, that
now I
was
can
fun while it
explain what
lasted.
happened. Yes, it was. Alright, so, that summoner is a caster that has an ability to buff the attack of everyone within a range of him. So, every single enemy that had a blue glow, including every guy that we murked with lightning, the guys behind us, and the ones who just killed us, were doing what, like double damage pace?
It's
So-
fucked up.
Yeah. So what the actual encounter is he buffs everyone. You go in, you fight a whole bunch of enemies, and even their basic attacks can deal half your health or more. And when they're swarming, because there's like 12 freaking guys over there, they are just a mass of limbs and hitboxes, and if you get clipped a couple times, you are done. But he is dead. You will have a slightly easier time. Those enemies will come back. You do have to deal with the horde, but at least they won't be doing double damage.
Okay.
So that was a taste of PvE. You're welcome for a little bit of help. If you want to load up again, we will do it later, but for the time being, there's a taste.
I think for right now, we will get our shit back.
So you're gonna head to the elevator, so you need to go the other staircase.
Jesus.
The next time we PvE, I will drop you some humanity so that you can do PvE more, or rather do co-op more to your heart's content.
Yeah.
That shit was nasty.
So yeah, that lightning I was using is kind of funny because you need to invest and know what you're doing to get that as early as we are in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is a covenant that you are not going to interact with because we're not going to do faith. But basically, it is a co-op covenant that rewards you for helping out other players. The stat requirement to get in there is 25 of your faith stat. Quite a big ask, especially early game. However, for every time you help another player by having them summon you, you get a -5 requirement cost. So if you do a lot of PvE, do a lot of cooperation, and you're a nice guy, you can get that stat requirement down to basically 0.
Ah.
And then when you talk to them, they're like, hey, you're a cool guy or gal or nothing or in between. We like your energies. Here's the ability to throw fucking lightning bolts.
Yeah, you do.
As we all know, faith lets you just huck lightning.
When you believe in
So,
Zeus real
hey-
hard, you really know how to throw lightning.
So, hey, Pope Leo the 14th, can you hook me up?
No.
God, it is
Now,
so
I will
funny.
say,
Sorry.
this is not a bad place to grab your Zweihander two-hand it and just keep doing your pancake attack to just decimate these guys.
Yeah.
You need
This
to,
wouldn't be
you
a
still need to respect it, but yeah, especially when he does that.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad grinding spot.
It's not a bad early game spot, no.
I will say it's so funny though, like random off topic, but since we mentioned the Pope, so he's first American-born Pope and he's from Chicago. So I have seen so many Bears fans go, "We got the Pope on our side."
But-
Yes!
Okay, yeah.
But the funny
fucking
thing is,
Chicago-
isn't he an Eagles fan though? Onto that.
Is he? I have no idea.
Well, I don't know if he's a fan, but apparently he did go to college in at least in Eagles territory.
Yes, he did go
So-
to Loyola in Philadelphia.
Pat, I'm gonna help direct you a
Okay,
little
yeah.
bit. Do not go there. Go to the left.
So wait, does
This is
that
not
mean
left.
the Chicago? Does that mean the Chicago Cubs have the mandate
Now,
of having?
that hallway.
Honestly, I think
Other hallway,
I
Pat.
think-
Back around.
This one.
Sorry.
No. Turn to your left. That one.
I was gonna say I think the White Sox need it more than the Cubs do.
Actually, after what the Cubs did to the Phillies, maybe the Cubs shouldn't have the mandate of heaven.
Oh, what happened with the Cubs and the Phillies?
Fucking, chokes upon chokes, and also extra innings.
No. Eesh.
Bully him in the corner. Bully him in the corner.
It's
Oh,
a valid strategy.
This bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Now you will have to be careful around those guys if you come across another one with that particular shield, because that is a parrying buckler.
Oh.
They can parry you too, and boy, you will feel it when they parry you.
Oh boy.
Boy, I'll
go
tell you
back to
what.
that.
Hey, look, is that a man in a barrel? You should roll into it.
Roll it. Roll into it.
You are free. You're dead, but you're free.
Rolling.
All right.
Anything else in this upper part of the cathedral, or?
Well, that board looks pretty precarious. You could probably sneeze on it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I do remember there is my shit still in the middle of the cathedral on that.
Yeah, you can go back for that. But what is in there? What was being hidden back there? Got stairs. Got more stairs.
Oh.
And we got a man.
Man.
Still human, are you?
It's man.
I am in
This
love.
man.
Could you
Adorned in some
As you can
gaudy
see, I
golden
am
thing.
without recourse?
Also, he has a great voice. You're free now.
Yes, sincerely. I am Knight Lautrec of Karim. I truly appreciate this.
I need to look up this voice actor's name because, yeah, I love his voice.
Only later.
Keep talking to him.
Yeah,
Yes,
exhaust
very
dialogue.
Sorry. Your reward will have to wait. I've just been freed. Allow me some time.
Just keep yapping.
I am
Get-
free.
Keep speaking.
Now
Oh.
I can get back to work.
That's not ominous.
It's fine.
English, motherfucker,
And
do you
dialogue
speak it?
Back to work.
Hey, man, you hear that from Ace like every other time he helps us with a dungeon and gets back to the moon. Like, come on. I think that's
My services are done. Now back to enslave myself to the
now
bodies.
back to my work.
Back to the moon. You say that like I have been moon fishing this whole time.
I have to go now.
I am
My
right away.
planet needs me.
You
Guess
baby,
what
baby.
happened?
Oh my god.
So, this actor is one William Vanderpeel.
Oh, there's 3 of these fucks. Oh god.
Oh, yeah, no. I was concerned when they aggroed when I was there with you. This is why I
This
told
is
you not to
fun.
go too close to this earlier when we weren't ready for it.
Run away!
Hey.
Run
We're
away!
gonna run.
Learn.
Run to Andre. Run to on.
Yeah, that was actually a safe bet.
Keep going,
No.
keep going. Don't stop.
Don't
look
look.
back.
Don't look.
Don't look back.
More movie,
Just
more
go.
movie
You are,
logic.
you
Got
are
it.
now, Patrick. You are Odysseus. You do not want to look back, otherwise your freaking wife will disappear.
Go down the
Down the stairs, right,
and
left side, left
sit.
side, left side.
treat this like it's JoJo Part 4 and don't turn around.
My leg still works, Smokey. I have an idea.
Woo!
And nailed it. Hey, you can level up. You have enough.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be a good spot under that.
Actually, before you spend, what does Andre sell?
True. He has items you can purchase.
Oh yeah.
We can also consider upgrading equipment.
It's true. If you want something to hit harder, you can ask him to make it harder.
You seem to be doing need anything.
I heard a lot of noise upstairs. What happened? You don't want to know. Go to purchase.
I would suggest against armor, and it's mostly because armor is the one item that you'll probably change out the most for a lot of the early to mid game. So don't bother upgrading it until you find a set that you're going to stay with. So he sells various weapons. Got some pikes, got some fists, got some shields, got a scythe.
Sword.
You do not have that. It's a decent early game sword, but you've got better stuff already.
Yeah.
The big thing with weapons in this game is moveset, and unfortunately you can't really test it out until you already own one.
Yeah, this guy has some probably two most important items to buy from this guy would be the repair box, so you can repair on the go, and the crest of Artorias. That'll be a prize tool to help him.
You cannot afford the Crest of Artorias because that's 20k souls.
God.
But you can press X a couple times to read what it's about.
This crescent door is Dark Root Garden, sealed by ancient magic. This door leads to the grave of Sir Artonius, the Abyss Walker.
Artonius?
Artonius? Okay, if we rate someone, we're
Artonius.
using hashtag Sir Artonius.
I did a fucking presentation on this. Fuck, you are not mispronouncing Artorias.
I think I saw him in The Sopranos once.
Artorius.
Artorias.
He makes the best pizza the town has to offer.
You might also know him from.
If it wa-
You might also know him from such games as Tales of Asteria. No, seriously.
Okay, I'm now just imagining in my head freaking Sir Artorius wearing a freaking pizza apron and a freaking chef hat on top of his armor. And I want to draw that, but that involves having to draw Dark Souls armor, and that makes me scared.
That involves having to draw Artorias, and I don't want to do that.
You're new to this town. You're gonna want this with the works. Trust me.
All right. And on that note, that's gonna be
So,
Yeah.
we are now at a point in the game where I could say, if you really want to grab some souls to either get some upgrade materials for weapons and stuff, in your free time, you could do that.
Okay.
You've seen everything this zone has to offer except the boss, so you can absolutely just ground around, enjoy yourself, get used to whatever movesets you may want to be interested in.
Okay, so probably that one area might be a good grinding spot
It's a good playground.
Yeah.
Got some good variety.
Alright, well, yep, that'll do it for this week. We should still be potentially on schedule for Sunday for Smash stuff. I will let you guys know if anything changes on that, but until then, yeah! Have a good night, everyone! Bye-bye!
Bye bye.